Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this astounding episode of Transmissions, I hope you're not arachnophobic because we've got official images of Blackarachnia's masterpiece figure. Toyworld gives us a look at prototype images of their Bumblebee Movie Optimus Prime action figure, and fans got to vote on the next Wal-Mart exclusive G1 Transformer. Today is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2019, and this is episode 330 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's your answer to post-Game of Thrones withdrawal. I'm your host, Charles, a.k.a. Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, a.k.a. Yakko.
Hello. I've only watched like 5 minutes of Game of Thrones, so...
Not feeling the withdrawal.
Nope.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian beast.
I shall forthwith be known as the first of my name and the beast of Cybertron. Let's talk Transformers.
Daryl's anxiously waiting for those Game of Thrones spin-offs.
Yes.
All right, we're back. It's a post-Game of Thrones world. Hope you all enjoyed that series finale.
Well, you still have the books to finally finish in like 10 years.
No, those are never coming out. Anyone still holding out hope, let me just dash your hopes. They're not happening. I'm sorry. It's been 8 years. Anyway, donations. That's what we start off with.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to all of our Donatreons, you beautiful people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal. We really appreciate your support. We do not have a 3-week streak, so we didn't get any new people signing up this week, but thank you our... It's okay, Daryl. The people who are already signed up are still here, so, you know.
Well, that's good. Oh.
Nobody quit on us, so that's always good. But thank you for your support, and we hope you are continuing to enjoy the show and enjoy all those perks, like listening to the show live, getting that Till All Are One comic. We've still got some of those kicking around for people who sign up. All the extra content we do when we can do it. And that monthly Toy Hacks drawing, you are automatically entered into that Toy Hacks drawing when you become a Donatreon. So all that good stuff. Also, if you don't want to support the show directly by becoming a Donatreon, I forgot today how you can do that. You can go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that's how you can sign up.
You can tell who's really spending time thinking about the show and not Game of Thrones as you report.
I might be watching it right now. I'm not. Also, if you don't want to sign up and become a Donatreon, you can still buy merchandise from our store, our TeePublic store, transmissionspodcast.com/shop. That's where you can buy some Transmissions-themed shirts and other merchandise. And also, if you buy anything from TeePublic through our link, you give us a little bonus. Also, check out the store of our good friend of the show and awesome Transmissions artist, K-Girl, and her store is at teepublic.com/user/superstark. And we'll have links in the show notes in case you didn't get to write that down. Now, speaking of that Toy Hacks drawing, we're at the end of May. Toy Hacks has put out its May new items for May 2019, so we thought it would be a good time to do that drawing for the month of May. So we're going to give away a $10 gift code from Toy Hacks where you can get some cool stickers for any of your Transformers figures.
And then later on, Daryl will tell you what you can spend it on.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We want to remind you, if you are not a Donatreon, you can still enter the contest every month. Just send us an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com and put in the subject Toy Hacks $10 drawing for whatever month you're doing, and you will get entered on the list. But if you are a Donatreon, you don't have to bother with any of that. You can just sit back and, your name gets automatically added to the drawing. If you are sending us an email to the contest email address, please include a nice picture of the Transformer toy you would like to get stickers for. Just to, we like to see what toys our listeners are interested in. All right, so without further ado, let's draw a winner. Jeremy, is your assistant ready?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right, can you give us a random number between 1 and 105?
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 105.
Your random number between 1 and 105 is 85.
85. That is Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus. JJ.
Oh yeah, JJ.
Awesome.
We've had him. He was at TFCon Toronto last year, and he was at TFCon LA. I think Yoshi met him at TFCon LA.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's in Peru.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was cool. He was there for the pizza in Chicago.
JJ, congratulations! You won.
That's awesome.
You got $10 gift code for Toy Hacks.
We'll be in touch, JJ.
It's always nice to have a winner who you are familiar with and then feel extra congratulations for. All right, so we have successfully given away $10 in prizes. Yes, that too. Now let's talk about some Transformers toys.
I have picked Toyworld's TW-F09 Freedom Leader, and we have prototype images of this figure. It is their Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty big, actually. So this is in scale with their masterpiece Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. I think it looks really good. We have pictures of it in robot mode. We have pictures of it in alt mode. The one thing that I think that stands out with it in alt mode is the back end of it. It basically just looks like the bottoms of his feet, and I'm sure that's what they are. Other than that, I think it looks really good. It looks to have rubber wheels on it, which is always a really nice touch. The front end of it, the front of the cab, looks very G1 accurate, which is what they were going for. And once you get some paint on it and some decals, I think it'll really stand out. This thing is pretty monstrous, though. It's looked to scale very well with the movie figures. They've got it sitting next to, I think it's Stinger, but yeah, it's very small. The movie Studio Series figure is very small by comparison, but the Bumblebee is pretty comparable. So I think that's what they were using, is just the alt mode. The Studio Series Optimus Prime is quite small by comparison, only coming up to about his waist. So this is going to be a hefty figure. Guys, what do you think of this thing? Is the movie figure, G1 styled movie figure, was pretty popular, and it still is with the Studio Series version. Do you think this is going to find a market in both the G1 aesthetic hands and movie fans?
It's a cool figure. It's the question is, I mean, I think it always comes down to price. I mean, I think for most people, the Studio Series is going to be the one that they're going to be drawn to just based on price alone. But this figure does look really nice in both robot mode and truck mode. By the way, I think the Bumblebee figure is the 3A action figure.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so so that's why it's so big. So that one doesn't even transform. But yeah, I mean, compared to that action figure, it's definitely in scale with that, but it's much bigger than the Studio Series figures.
And you are expert on those non-transformable figures.
Well, I just read it in the story. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like this is going to be pretty expensive. I mean, as big as it is, it looks like it's as big as the Last Night Leader Class Optimus Prime in that one picture. So that's pretty massive. I imagine this will be like upwards of what, 150, 200 maybe?
Yeah, probably in that ballpark.
I don't see that. I don't see people going for this instead of the much cheaper Studio Series figure.
Jeremy, what do you think?
I like a lot of this. It looks really good, especially in robot mode. Once you pointed out the thing with the feet, I can't stop seeing that in truck mode.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also wondering, does it come with 2 different sets of tires? Because if you look at the images, image number 10 looks like there are treads on the tires and the hubcaps are different. Image 11 are smooth tires with like filled in hubcaps.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, does it come with 2 sets where one's like a Cybertronian mode?
I don't know, maybe.
Tires, one's the Earth mode.
Yeah. Well, he's got are his racing slicks.
Yeah.
How Optimus always needs a set of racing slicks.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the only confusing thing, because I also couldn't tell if that's a physical prototype or a 3D render in some of these images. But, I mean, they did a really good job here overall with the look, particularly robot mode looks great. I'm wondering just how many steps it's going to take to transform.
Oh, yeah. Lots.
But, yeah. But, I mean, I can't see any, like, glaring deficiencies in this figure. I mean, you've got, like, clear windows, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff they're kind of cramming in the chest. I don't know is that a real chest or is it a fake chest? It looks like it might be fake. I'm seeing windshield wipers in robot mode, not in vehicle.
No, there's windshield wipers in vehicle mode.
Oh, it looks like the windshield wipers are removable.
Are they?
Picture number 8 does not have them. Picture 9 does.
Oh, yeah. That is interesting. Oh, they might be real windows.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I imagine it's going to have a matrix compartment in the chest. They just didn't show it here. But this thing looks really good.
The one thing that I do want to point out here is that in these pictures, a lot of companies with their figures, they'll shy away from showing you the back of the figure just because it's kind of a mess. This one, they really just take a full-on shot of the back and just say, here, look, it looks great. And it does. Yeah. Everything's just packaged really nicely. It kind of collapses on itself. It even looks like he's got this spine going up the center of his back that's built into the figure. And that looks really cool, you know? It's not a typical look of the back of an Optimus. Kind of, you expect something that looks like a jetpack, which, you know what? This could be a jetpack, I guess. I think it looks very clean and very uncluttered. And I agree with you both, and that it's very awesome. And it looks very good. I worry about the price. The amount of steps it'll take to transform is going to be insane, but it looks really cool. And if those are the actual front windows that are in alt mode, I'll be very impressed as well. So,
how long has it been since we've seen one of these with a real chest?
I don't know. I'd have to look through my collection. Yeah,
it's been a while. I mean, every time it seems like it's like, oh, this one's a fake chest.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep our eye on it because I'm interested to see how this thing progresses. Toyworld tends to not have a very good reputation, but then they put out stuff like this and it looks amazing. Yeah. All right. We'll keep our eye on it for you. Jeremy, what do you got?
I'm starting off with another prototype. This is the Iron Trans IR V01, and this is a new company. This figure is their take on Starsaber. It is a G1 styled Starsaber. And one of the images here does have like the G1 toy next to their prototype. And he comes in, I would say just a little bit taller than the G1 toy, but you can tell all the modern engineering that's gone into it.
That's the Masterpiece.
Oh, Masterpiece must come with some crappy looking stickers. As I thought it was the G1. He's posable. He's got all the finger joints like you expect in these types of figures. Comes with really, really big sword. I don't know a lot of stuff to say about this guy, but he also comes with a little Brainmaster guy. I'm not sure. I'm not that familiar with Starsaber outside of the IDW comics. This figure, he looks great, but it's a new company, so I would recommend waiting until reputable reviewers have it in hand and have given their opinions on it. But I think it the prototype looks good. Daryl, what about you? What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Well, I do have the Masterpiece version of this, and it does the Brainmaster gimmick quite well. Being able to pull off that Brainmaster gimmick is really challenging. So
what exactly is that gimmick?
So the Brainmaster goes into the smaller figure. I don't remember what his name is. Might be just Star. I don't know. I really don't know. But it's anyway. So he goes in the chest, and then
Saber.
Oh, Saber, there you go. And then you kind of just move him up into the head. So he basically just becomes the head. He's kind of like a headmaster, but he turns into the head. Like the face.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
It's neat. It's a fun gimmick. Then basically Saber will turn into the chest, like the whole chest area. So the arms, the legs, the crotch area is all like a suit for the Saber figure to kind of wear.
So what do you think about this compared to your Masterpiece?
Well, the Masterpiece one is really good. So, I mean, if you're taking this thing, if any company is going to come in and take this on, they're going to have to do a really good job. And like I said, they're going to have to nail the Brainmaster gimmick. They're going to have to nail the alt mode, which is weird as hell. It's just a weird spaceship thing with a face, like a helmet sticking out of the top of it. So that shouldn't be that difficult. The best part about Star Saber is that he does merge with Tiger Guy. I always forget his name.
Victory Leo?
Yeah, him. So if you're going to do a Star Saber, you have to be able to do a Victory Leo for him, because Victory Saber is the perfect culmination of those two figures. But as far as this one goes, it looks the part. The price is going to have to be right, because Star Sabers are still out there. Masterpiece Star Sabers are still available. Plus, there's a KO of him going around too. So yeah, so you got to be wary about that. But it looks good. It looks okay. Hopefully he's priced well to compete.
Yeah, no word on what that'll be yet. Charles, what about you? Are you in the same boat as me, as in not being super familiar with him?
Yeah, I mean, Star Saber was not he's Japanese only, so I didn't really see him in any of the shows or any of the media, and wasn't really familiar with the toy. And then, so the only real context I have is the More Than Meets the Eye / Lost Light characterization, which is very different from the original character. Mm-hmm. So just looking at the pictures, I mean, seeing how he definitely looks like, in terms of his body proportions, they look better than the Masterpiece toy, at least in that one side-by-side comparison. Like his arms and shoulders look like they're better articulated than the Masterpiece toy. So hopefully it's a nicely done figure. I mean, it's probably going to be much more expensive, so hopefully you're paying for some additional accessories and quality and stuff. To compete with the existing Masterpiece toy, you've got to be competitive on price. So I guess that's what it comes down to. But the figure itself looks really nice. And yeah, if they do make a Victory Leo to combine, that might be more attractive to people. Like if you can promise this figure and then promise a Victory Leo and promise that they both combine, people might be excited. Because I guess they never did that with the Masterpiece toy, right? They never did a Victory Leo for Masterpiece.
No, they didn't. It was from a company called KFC. They did one called Simba, mm-hmm. and it works really well. So if you're really looking to do something like that, then just get this KFC Simba.
All right, well, I have one more thing. Just some updates on Masterpiece Blackarachnia. We have now some official stock images. The spider mode does seem to be transformed a little bit better. I mean, it's still not perfect, but I mean, I think it was a bit messier from that convention footage we had. We also have pre-orders. Pretty much, all the big stores like BBTS, TF Source, etc. They have it for pre-order. It's also going to be on Hasbro Pulse. It's going to be $140 on Hasbro Pulse. Also, you could get it from Amazon Japan for $115. So, and that's $115 shipped. I would recommend, if you want it, try to get it from Amazon Japan. If you do want it from the U.S. and not have to worry about, the international shipping and stuff. Hasbro Pulse will eventually get it to you. And I think that is it. Oh, we also have a promotional video that we'll have linked here that Takara Tomy put out. That is it. What do you have, Charles?
All right. So I got a couple of updates just to start off. Well, no, not the updates. I'll do the Wal-Mart exclusive G1 reissue fan vote. So this happened this week. So if you didn't see it, you already missed it because this happened, I guess, on, what was it, Friday. Hasbro announced that they were doing another fan vote to have people choose which would be the next G1 reissue to come out in Walmart. And the choices were Blaster and Skywarp. They only gave you 24 hours to vote. Afterwards, they announced that the winner was Blaster. So, congratulations, Blaster.
How much you want to bet that was what they were already planning on doing? I have no faith in it.
I mean, they put the last vote was Astro Train and Thundercracker, right?
Yeah.
So
they're going to put out all the Seekers at some point.
At some point, I think, right? But
this is just, I don't know, hyping up these other molds.
I don't know. I think if they're since they're not coming out until 2020, so I mean, it does give them time to like actually spin up their production. So I mean, if it was coming out at the end of the year, that would be pretty fishy. That the like indicate that they'd already decided, but there's plausible deniability.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this is the figure. I mean, we don't even have the Astro Train is this year, right? And that hasn't come out yet.
Neither has the Soundwave.
So I don't know when those are. I guess those will be showing up in the fall or something.
I expect the Soundwave to be pretty soon.
But yeah, so this is for 2020. So we're going to be getting a G1 Blaster for 2020. So yeah, if you pick up your Soundwave this year, then you can recreate that battle in the from the Headmaster TV show where they both killed each other. That epic battle. It would be nice if they included a tape with Blaster, but I doubt they will.
Well, I mean, the reissue that they put out, well, like as we mentioned before the show, a lot longer ago than I remembered, like around 2010-ish. That came with the, I think, 3 tapes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
was that a Japan reissue, or was that in the States too?
It was Hasbro.
Oh, okay.
So I remember I had it when I took it to BotCon 2012 and got it signed by Buster Jones.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like these days Hasbro's getting a little bit stingier. I mean, they put out an Optimus Prime without a trailer, and they're charging $50 for it. So I don't know. I feel like they're not as. I mean, I wouldn't even call it generous. As they're not giving you the value for the money that they're charging.
Well, they figured out people will give them money for less product, so why not do it?
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Also, there's another one of those stop motion videos from the Hasbro Taiwan. I guess their marketing team is much better than Hasbro US because they're actually putting some money behind promoting the War for Cybertron Siege. And this video, continuing on the in the vein of these like video game fighting game aesthetics, we've got a video with Cog and Optimus Prime versus Megatron. So this was a fun little video. I mean, you have them trading blows, they're blasting each other, and then at the end, like you just have Cog and Prime doing a double team on Megatron. Like Prime is holding Megatron by his shoulders, and then Cog is just punching him in the face. It's just really funny to see how brutal these guys are getting in these stop motion videos, and the animation is really cool. Really, like they do a really good job animating these figures, and it just feels like this would be something that would really drive kids to get these toys in particular. So Hasbro US, I mean, the videos are already in English. Like they already have all their text is in English. So just take them, put them on TV, Hasbro. It's not that hard. Daryl, what did you think of this video?
I haven't watched it.
Okay. Jeremy, have you also not watched it?
I watched it as you were talking, and yeah, it was fun. I especially like at the end where Cog and Optimus do a little like fist bump thing.
Yeah.
The animation on this is a lot better than it has any right to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if they did it in house or if they just contracted out like a studio or a fan to do that. Because I know we do have some fans who do a lot of stop motion animation. Mm-hmm. And there's no attribution in the video to who made these. So the last thing I want to mention, since it's a real toy, is we've got some in-hand images of the War for Cybertron Siege reflector. So this should be showing up pretty soon in stores. And I just wanted to highlight this because we can see all the all the different modes for the reflector toy. Like it's basically it's a single toy, but if you get 3 of them, you can combine them together into the camera mode from G1. But it does have like a satellite, like spaceship mode. It's really interesting how they've designed this figure, because it's one figure design. Like it's not 3 figures. It's one figure design, but you can configure them in different ways. All their like little pieces can be configured, and then you can combine them, and it's really cool. I mean, particularly they show how they're like in the camera mode, 2 of the reflectors are turned in one direction, and then the third one in the center is in the other direction, and that forms the lens for the camera. And then you put the actual attachment on the front to make it look like an old style camera. So I just thought it was really cool. I'm really anxious to get these, but it feels like it's going to be difficult hunting down 3 of these. I guess you can just bite the bullet and buy it through Hasbro Pulse or somewhere. And it feels like these are these what size are these? Are these
deluxe?
These are deluxe, so that's what, $20 a figure, right? So
I mean,
yeah.
Why design 3 toys when people will pay us $60?
I mean, you've done it before, right? You did it with those little army guys looking things.
Yeah, I did, and I regretted it. And the deluxes were only $15 back then.
Well, I mean, history's never repeated itself before, right?
I also did it with those the BotCon shockwaves that were repaints of. They were shockwave repaints.
You got a thing for reflector.
I missed out on reflector when I was a kid, so I guess I'm trying to recapture my
God,
misspent
we all did.
youth. Yeah,
nobody got them.
I don't know. Yeah, so I still want this guy though.
Yeah. One thing that's neat I just noticed is the little tripod that they have there is the guns from 3 figures.
Yeah,
that's really cool. They just connect together and form this tripod.
There's a lot of clever engineering going on here in figures that just turn into boxes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and each figure has the little shield that each figure has. The 3 shields form the circular lens piece on the camera. So,
and from what we remember hearing from the talk when they were first announced, is that the individual chest lens piece, right, or the tummy whatever lens, does come off. So if you wanted to have 3 of them standing next to each other, you can take that lens piece off. They haven't done it here in the picture, but yeah, you can.
Right.
You can do that. You can take that off.
Yep. Yeah, you got me, Hasbro. You got me. But yeah, I mean, I guess, you guys have already, I mean, I don't know if you guys have anything else to say, but I think that's it for my toy topic.
No, I'm enjoying hearing you break.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trips to the store where you have to describe how you regret doing it.
Yeah. Or 3 weeks in a row, you just show us the same toy.
And we'll give you crap saying that it's the exact same toy.
Yeah. Yep.
Until you have all 3.
Week 4, you say,
prove it.
Okay, well, now I put them together.
I immediately regret this decision.
Doesn't even work.
All All right, well, that's all our individual toys, but we've still got more stuff to talk about, so let's move on to some knockoffs with KO Corner.
All right, in KO Corner this week, it's been a while since we've done a KO Corner, but I thought this was warranted. I remember talking about this when this figure was announced and saying they should do this with this figure, and it's finally happened. We're talking about a knockoff of Combiner Wars Devastator that has been downscaled. That's right, downscaled, not upscaled, because it was already upscaled to the point where it was a Titan class figure and way bigger than its other Combiner Wars counterparts. So a knockoff company, KBB/CBB Toys, has knocked it off and downscaled it to the size where it is in scale with the other Combiner Wars combiners. And we've got some pictures here courtesy of Dime Chalk's Facebook page, and he credits somebody called Ocean on Weibo. So thank you very much. And we see them, Devastator standing next to Menasor and Bruticus, all combined up and in perfect comparison. It looks great. There's a picture of him standing next to his Titan class counterpart where he comes up to about the waist. So it is really downscaled, and they did a really good job of it. It's pretty cool. Guys, do you remember the discussion that we had about this back when it came out?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. Let's move on.
I don't remember, but it's cool. They could have fixed the Mixmaster foot while they were at it.
Yeah, that's true. But again, it's probably a Japanese or Chinese company that's doing this. And from what we recall, that is the type of construction vehicle that they use for that type of vehicle. So they had nothing to fix, according to them.
Right.
Now, will you be able to get an add-on kit to fix it for this downscaled version?
I'm sure you will. There were so many add-on kits for this Devastator. I'm sure they're going to do some smaller versions.
Yes, because the one where you have the comparison between the Titan class one and the new one, it does have the add-on kit where it fixes the foot. I myself am not totally interested in getting this done. It is a really cool thing. I don't have a spot for another Combiner Wars figure. I do like this option because it was way out of scale. Just so out of scale. So I'm assuming they do have a picture of Predaking there as well. I'm assuming Predaking is going to be on the table now for a downscaling. So keep your eyes open for that.
One thing I really like that they did here is the packaging is also knocked off. They've like any logo has been changed.
Oh yeah,
but it still looks like they have cool change where it would say the Transformers Authentics logo. Mm-hmm. And I can't read what it says in the Hasbro logo spot, but I'm sure it says something else. Mm-hmm. But it still has the tri-language thing. They're using the Combiner Wars font. So if you saw it from across the room, you would be like, oh, Combiner Wars Devastator. Yeah. And then you get up close and you're like, that is not what I was expecting, but it's really it's really well done. I got to give them props.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Combiner Wars Devastator. Wait a minute. Cool become brave. I guess across the room it still looks kind of like Combiner Wars before you see all the letters up close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. I like the knockoff packaging. They really do go all out to try and match it.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Well, that's it for KO Corner this week, guys.
All right, well, stay right there, Daryl, because you're doing rapid fire toys.
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So, Toy Hacks did release their May 2019 update, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. So, starting off, we've got an update for Siege Prowl. Already? This thing just came out. And it gives some missiles and some police details for the figure, as well as they have an excellent conversion kit that turns them into an auto trooper. So Something that Hasbro really hasn't done a lot of, but they do have Auto Troopers are in the canon now, so you can buy a few Prowls and make a few Auto Troopers.
I'm sure Hasbro would be happy to sell you multiple toys.
Yes, I'm sure they would. Some more Siege figures. We've got some sets for Ironhide, Chromia, and Six Gun. That kind of shores up the second wave there. They have the Rescue and Battle Patrols for Siege. Those are the Micromasters. And a conversion set for Siege Hound that's going to turn him into Bulkhead. So if you thought, you know what, Siege Hound looks cool, but he might make a better Bulkhead, there you go.
Good job on this.
I don't think we thought that.
Maybe somebody did. We've got a set for Studio Series Ratchet, and they have a double set, actually, for Crankcase and Crowbar. So these are more Studio Series figures to take a look at there. So if you're really a fan of those, the Ratchet set is really quite nice. Adds a lot of the ambulance detail that was lost on the Masterpiece set for MP Ratchet and Ironhide. These are the movie figures. Or no, they're not. They're the other ones. They're the G1 figures. I thought they were the movie figures. So these are the good ones. And they add cel-shaded windows and some other stickers to the sets. These cel-shaded windows are a really cool touch and do make a lot more the figure look a lot more animated. So take a look at that if that's something that interests you. And they're quite inexpensive right now. So there's a sale going on Toy Hacks. So JJ, if you're listening, 10% off on Toy Hacks right now. So get in there. Also, Fans Toys Hoodlum. You can get a set for him. It's going to add the cel-shaded windows to that figure as well. It's not a big set. It's literally just for the windows. Also, you can get some cel-shaded windows for the Masterpiece Prowl Plus. That's the animated painted prowl. So even more animated detail with the cel-shaded windows. Lastly, this is a set specifically for an add-on set. Something that I don't see them doing very often, but it's pretty cool. So this is for the DNA Designs Power the Prime's Predaking upgrade, which you'll remember is the set that I got for my Power the Prime's upgrade set, or Predaking, and it is literally just a set of stickers for looks like the wings and the sword, and likely the chest piece for Predaking. Make them a lot more shiny. These are those stickers that are likely you're going to hate putting on, but once they're on, you're going to be so happy that they're there. Looking a little bit more closely at the detail on the sword, it looks like it adds like some shine to the edge, but it also makes it look like it's like scuffed up and scraped, like it's been, through battle, which looks pretty awesome. If you've got that set, there is also a set for the Power of the Prime's Predaking as well. So you could spend a lot of time stickering up your Predaking. But all in all, that's the update for May from Toy Hacks.
All right, and congratulations again to JJ, and use your $10 gift code and get some cool stickers there. If you there's lots of other stuff there too, so
Tons.
Check it out. Just go to toyhacks.com. All right, well, that's it for toys. Let's move on to some trips to the store. This is where we show off all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video that you'll see on YouTube, but we also put the audio right here in the podcast so you can keep listening as we describe everything we got in loving detail. But go pop over to that YouTube video and check it out, because seeing is believing, right? So without further ado, trips to the store. All right, well, let's talk about the stuff we got this week. I think it's a light week for all of us, but Daryl, why don't you go first? What do you got?
I got a comic.
Which comic is it?
This is Transformers number 5. Great. It's a great comic. This is the cover by this is Andrew Griffith, right? Yeah.
Yes.
This cover is the best part of the comic, although Sarah's art's inside, so that's also very good.
Andrew's art's also inside.
Andrew's art's inside too. Yeah. Okay.
No, not this issue. That was last issue.
Oh,
Jeremy.
okay.
Jeremy, shut up.
They all blend together.
Shut up, Jeremy. God. Anyway, I'm not going to waste any more time. I got a comic. That's it. Very light week. You got to give me something here. I've spent a lot of money lately, guys. I can't just produce comics every week.
Well, you did.
I did. I'm doing it now. Charles, what'd you get? Did you buy a pack of cards and you're going to open it on the air?
I did not buy a pack of cards. I got a comic.
Hey, look at you.
This is Transformers number 5, the Andrew Griffith cover. Just like Daryl, we're twinsies.
Separated at birth.
You heard our review of Transformers number 5 last week, so I'm not going to relitigate that, but suffice it to say, we need things to pick up the pace here. So there it is. So I'm going to throw it over to Jeremy. Take us home, Jeremy. Show us the massive haul of Transformers toys you got this week.
Yes, we've heard you've gotten lots of stuff.
Well, I mentioned a couple weeks ago my trials and tribulations with Hasbro Pulse, and shortly after that, I actually had them. I forgot about them for last week's show, but I got these. I got the Laser Beacon Ravage from Amazon.
Wow,
they're great. Charles has talked about them on the show before.
Oh, now you broke it.
No, they're great, and I like that Ravage he'll just sit up there on my desk, and Laserbeak can just prop up on my monitor. I think that's really cool. And then a couple days later, from Hasbro Pulse, I got this big box, big box. What was in it?
Masterpiece Bumblebee.
No, what was in it?
Omega Supreme. Oh.
Big box, little package, lots of bubbles. So they finally did get me my thing after I had to talk with someone from customer support on the phone. And I laugh about the box. I know why they do this, because Amazon does the same thing. They probably base the box size on how things fit in the trucks, so things don't shift around in the trucks. That's what Amazon does. But it's funny. You buy this one little thing and gets a huge box.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's all I got.
So now you have 2 Ravages and 2 Laserbeaks.
I do.
So Daryl's raising his hand for everyone listening.
Before Charles claims it as the 97% shareholder, I'm gonna ask maybe to you to hold it for me.
I think I can work something out.
Okay.
I already have a. I already have a Laser Beacon Ravage, Daryl.
If you pay attention to the trips to the store. When I just said Charles already talked about
Charles pointed out, I literally just put fronts and backs on them. I don't actually watch them.
Or participate in them live.
Nope.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I got, and yeah, I will hook you up, Daryl.
All right. Well, that's our trips to the store. We didn't get a lot of stuff this week, but we still made it fun, so that's good. All right, we're back from our trips to the store, and let's finish up the show with some feedback. All right, all our feedback comes from our Discord server, so we got a few questions there. First one from Sledge. A lot of talk at the end of last episode regarding the last feedback was about displays. What do you folks do for displays? Do you use stands, backdrops? I just have a DTOF, Sledge. I have not really posed my figures in any kind of diorama or anything. So yeah, just a single DTOF, nothing fancy for me. Hopefully on trips to the store, you see what Daryl has. With Daryl, you can elaborate what you got.
Yeah. Before we get to Daryl, maybe I can just talk about my pitiful display.
Okay, go ahead, Jeremy.
I don't even have a DTOF. I just have it is an IKEA like 4x4 thing, but I just have figures on the top right now. I don't really have room for much else. And then I have art displayed on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But it works.
Yeah.
You know, At least we see something behind you. Charles doesn't even have the picture up behind him anymore.
It's on the other side of the room.
Will you move it? It's thin. It's a picture. Put something up behind you. Anyway, I have 4 Detolfs. I actually have been thinking I should get a 5th because I'm running out of space in the Detolfs. But I do have some really shitty like racks. You know, the ones you get at like Wal-Mart or Home Depot that are the black plastic ones with the posts that you can take and, build for like college kids or whatever. I have 4 of those in here. A lot of them are built only halfway so that I can have them, figures at, eye level. But yeah, I have some shelves on the wall. I have some comic books on the wall. I have a series of plastic chains hanging down from the top of the wall, so that I can hang carded figures in them. So, because the chains actually, it's something I learned when I worked in retail, is that you can kind of stack things on top of one another by just hanging them in this chain. And I've showed people this before, and it works out really well. So that's how I get stuff to hang on my wall in a straight line. Obviously, it's just the chain just kind of works as a series of hooks. So I just kind of
makes it a lot easier, I guess.
Oh yeah, really way easier. And if I have some stuff that I just want to put on the wall, and I have a lot of art that I want to put up, but I'd also have a lot of these figures that I'd rather, some of them I'd rather have out and not boxed away. So yeah, it's sometimes I'll switch them up and move them around. So yeah, I have these chains and stuff, and if I don't have them filled in, then it looks really weird. I just have these white plastic chains hanging from the wall. Yeah, so I have, this room is filled. Like, it's really quite full. It's way too full. So I might have to move some stuff out of here in a bit. But yeah, that's my room.
All right. Well, yeah. So Sledge, let us know what your displays are like, and anyone else want to chime in.
Every now and then I'll post pictures of my displays on Twitter and stuff like that. But I have yet to see Charles or Jeremy post a picture of their displays. I'd like to see that.
It's too embarrassing. All right.
I've got to do a little bit of work.
Yeah. All right. Next, we got a question from the Duggernaut, friend of the show. He asks, in the last show we discussed the Mastermind Creations Nickel and the Spark Eater that was coming out. And so Duggernaut he was listening closely, and he says, did Charles confirm that he'll be attending TFCon Toronto while talking about the Mastermind Creations Nickel? I guess yes. I'm in the process of making plans, but logistically, I've put in the requests to the boss, my wife, and
filled out Form M7.
The request has been approved. I filled out all the paperwork correctly, and so yeah. Without, as long as nothing crazy happens this summer, I will be making it out to TFCon Toronto.
And hopefully nothing crazy happens while you're there.
Right.
Like last time.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm a little bit hesitant just because, yeah, I don't want, I mean, it's outside of my control, but I don't want anything crazy happening at home while I'm gone. But I have traveled for work since then, and things have been okay. So, and she said she's okay with it. So I'm looking forward to it. I've gone. I don't think I've missed a year since 2015. So I think I've been doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fantastic. And Jeremy, you're going, right? No. You confirmed it, right? You're going. No.
I'm going to try to go to DC.
Oh, nice.
That's my goal. The paperwork with the boss is still being processed.
Still pending.
Yeah.
All right, and our final question from Dinobot Maximize. He asks, with the upcoming release of Nickel and the Spark Eater from Mastermind Creations, when was the last time we heard anything about the release of Helix or Tesserus? The DJG wouldn't be complete without them. So I don't think we've seen prototypes of these guys, have we? I think
we might have seen prototypes, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't have any new information, but Mastermind Creations works, does like the dramatic reveal. So we might hear something around TFCon. That's probably where we'll hear the next thing about it. Although we said the same thing last year.
I guess these are the Helix and Tesserus figures are going to be pretty big, so they're probably going to be pretty expensive if they're in scale with the other ones, because they're both those characters are both like 1.5 the size of half a head taller than Tarn, and he's already a pretty big guy. So I imagine it's just the expense of designing those figures and then the proposition of are people going to buy them. So I guess we'll see. We'll be waiting. We don't have any Mastermind Creations inside contact. So I do see. I just did a Google search. We do have a Tesserast we do have a Tesserus prototype from last April that was on TFW. So I guess that's the last we've heard. I guess we'll see. I mean, I guess they're in the works. Yeah, and there's a Helix one too. Oh, this is from 2016. So I don't know. That might not. That's been a while. All right. Well, that's all our feedback for this week. So that'll take us to the end of the show. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
Wisconsin is not the Wild Wild West.
It is not.
Don't worry. I'm now I lost my train of thought.
Wow.
All right.
Ow.
I had to go to the old app.
My ears.
Mike will fix that.
Punched me in the
We
eardrum.
love you, Mike. Through the same pipes.
It's a series of tubes. You have one pipe of bandwidth, Daryl. You don't have multiple pipes from your internet.
Some people do, but
It's all pipes.
don't.